Hello and welcome to the showcase. My name is Sean Martin. I have 45 years experience in the field of entertainment. I'm here to share with you some of the greatest talents and experience in clubland and hopefully learn from each other. All I ask you to do is subscribe to my channel. Now, today, what an amazing guest. I'm really happy to introduce a young lady that I had the pleasure of DJing for her wedding some time ago. So, Sarah Calvert. Hello, Sarah.
Good morning. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Fantastic. How long ago was your wedding, Sarah? Can't remember.
It'll be 12 years ago this year.
Oh my God, how time flies. You still look as beautiful as ever. How do you manage to keep that? How do you manage to keep that shine? My God.
I got rid of him, that's how.
Well, I understand. For the viewers, those people that don't know Sarah, she's in a band called Aftershock, and that's a bit of a rocky kind of like band. Am I correct, Sarah?
You are, yeah. Classic rock. We throw a few different curveballs in there just to mix things up, but yeah, pretty much that's us.
Sadly, I've never had the pleasure of seeing one of your shows. I've seen some videos and things like that, and I'd been well impressed with what you do, and everybody loves a bit of rock and things like that. Can you tell us, Sarah, how did you get started into the business?
So it was just before, it was while I was wedding planning, so about 14 years ago now. I put a status on Facebook saying, I just want to be a singer in a band. And that is where it started. And an old friend commented and thought, I know someone that's looking for someone if you're interested.
As easy as that?
Yeah, as easy as that. I mean, I was a late starter, so I was 25. Which is, it can be a bit late for some people who have done it sort of forever now. But yeah, that's where it all came from.
So you started, you went straight into a band. So thankfully, the band had all the equipment, all the PA. You had nothing to buy. Is that correct?
No, that's correct. So I'm the singer, and as most people like to joke about, a singer will just turn up. Don't have to bring all the equipment.
So why singing, Sarah? Why did you want to be a singer?
Well, I've always, if I'm not chatting someone's ear off, I'm singing. So that was really it. I love singing. I'm not a professional. I've not had singing lessons. I won't ever say I'm the best out there, but it was just, I really want to do this. It's something that I just thought I'd love to be out there and just being involved with people. It's like having a night out, but singing to everyone or trying.
And do you mainly stay in the Hull area or do you travel?
So we go East Yorkshire. We've done a bit of Lincolnshire, that sort of thing, but not too far. We've not travelled too far, to be fair. But we've done quite a few around here. I'm obviously been on the go for quite a while now, so we've covered the area.
As the viewers will see at the beginning of the video, I've put a video of you on so people can contact you if I've got a contact number and things like that. Sarah, tell me some of the pitfalls of being a singer.
Some of the pitfalls.
Well, especially a female singer.
A female singer. Well, actually, we've done some amazing gigs where we've done festivals, and I've been the only female singer, female-fronted band. So that's been amazing. But sometimes I feel being a singer and being female, I'm sort of not overlooked in decision making because, as you know me, that would never happen. But I think because I don't play an instrument, and I feel sometimes that you can sort of be overlooked as a valid member of a band. It's sometimes like, well, who's in charge of the band? There's not any of that, but because I'm the singer, it's like, well, I don't really do anything in it. And I've had that at a few venues before. But for me, I think it depends on the venue. Some of the things I've felt is I'm at the front, and it always seems like to push the singer to the front. So I'm at the front. I'm the one that everyone's sort of not looking at, but my instrument is my voice. So if that fails, or if people are judging that, that's personal. So I think for me, when you go to a venue and people aren't necessarily dancing, or you don't feel like they're engaging, they're the ones where I'm like, oh, that wasn't the best night. But it's not for the fact that they're not enjoying it. you have muses where they just stand there and take the music in and enjoy the night. But as a singer, it's like, I'm trying to put on a show. I'm trying to let me entertain you. Do a bit of a Robbie, but let me entertain you and be there.
Do you know, many times I spoke to a lot of people and I've got some great guests and they all say you can go to a venue, nobody claps, nobody watches, but at the end of the night, people come up to you saying, that was the best thing since sliced bread. And you go, what? So you go from being demoralised to be on a hypo. You think, oh, it's been a good gig. Or you can go to some gigs where they're rocking and rolling, having a laugh, and they say, average band, you know. But you've got to overcome that, Sarah. Do you let it affect your emotions?
No, and that's the one thing you can't do, especially being stood there at the front, because anything I'm really show my expression in my face. I can't help it. I've got one of those faces, so if it's not happy, it's letting you know. So I have to really rein myself in, and I just go for it. And I just think, whether I'm singing to 4 people or 400 people, they'll get the same out of me. And whether I'm getting no feedback or not, it sort of drives me on a little bit. I'm like, right, I'm going to do a bit more. So no, I don't let it get to me. I'm always nervous before a gig. Any gig, doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like it is. And even 13 years down the line, it's still the same for me. Don't matter where I'm at.
I've worked with a lot of stars, you know. I've worked with Status Quo, David Essex, Leo Sayer, all that, and they all say, if you don't get the butterflies before you go on, it's not worth doing. You know, it's that adrenaline rush. Sarah, what would you, for the viewers or for people watching or for some aspiring new singer like yourself, let's say a young girl, 20, wants to be a singer, would you say start off as a solo or start off in a band to get the experience?
So for me, I started off in a band, and I feel like it really helped because I didn't have the first time nerves of being stood on my own. And I remember my first gig, our first gig was wild. That is another story, which I'll tell you. But I remember the first gig looking round at the lads and thinking, it's all right, I can do this. I've got them here. And it's sort of a bit of a comfort blanket. I mean, some people don't want to be in a band, and fair play to them. Some people don't need that. They don't need the people around them. But for me, I would recommend trying it. Definitely go to a rehearsal. I mean, that's, as I say, that's where mine started. As soon as I walked into that rehearsal room, so we were at Chocolate Factory in Hull, and as soon as I walked in, it was like, they were amazing. Like just instantly like a little family. So for me, I'd always say try it back.
So you've been in a band, you've got a great image, you've got the looks, and you've got the sound. Do you ever control your own volumes, or do the band do that?
The band pretty much, because obviously you can't control what the drummer's doing, and we've had some wild drummers in the past, very heavy on the sticks or just going crazy. So generally, I go with what the band are doing. The sound, I mean, I've got my own spin on things now, and I've learnt along the way that I can take control and I can be the one to sort of lead things if I need to. But yeah, it's more of, I like to go with the band and make it that I match them. I'm not doing anything that they don't want to do or we don't want to do as a collective.
Because a lot of people say when they're in a band, they've got no overall control of the sound, and you know the band the guitarist wants to be heard, the drummer wants to be heard, and so you end up just shouting, you know. But you don't do that. Give us a memory of a time that you thought was very funny or dramatic or disastrous.
Well, like I was saying, our first gig, it'll never leave me. So we had our first gig at the Wagoners in Warne, which is Hull area. So for anyone that's from the local area, first gig, never been out before, and there were loads of people. Like obviously, all our family and friends had come out. The boys had been gigging for years, but all my family and friends had come, and the pub was heaving. They had security on. Now, for anyone who knows this pub, it was like a Sunday dinner place, and then they'd have some live music sometimes. But to have security on was a big thing. And I remember at one point there were a couple of people that had come in, wanted a bit of trouble. One stood in my face like this while I'm singing Crazy Train, and he wouldn't move. And this was my first gig, and I was just thinking, just carry on singing, it's fine. And then all hell broke loose. Everybody was outside because there was a big kerfuffle. The police turned up, and there was one person stood left in front of me, and she was going, "It's fine, just keep going." And that's my partner now, Sarah. Been a fan and a friend for a long time, bless her. So yeah, it was carnage, and it'll never leave me. That will never leave me.
Well, these are some of the things that I think everybody experiences, Sarah. So you're not on your own, and
Yeah,
it's just funny that it was your first gig, you know. So
I know it didn't put me off there, so we're good.
well, that's good. Do you sing a lot at home?
Yes,
Oh.
Sarah will tell you I am terrible, and I'm really bad for it. Doesn't matter whose company I'm in. I don't realise I'm doing it, so I'll just hear her start laughing if I'm with her. We've been sat in the back of her family's car, and I'm sat singing, and I don't realise. Help it. And it doesn't matter what time it is. So for me, I'm an early bird anyway, and I'll be up and I'll be chirpy and singing. Yeah, it doesn't matter where I am. I just don't realise it's who I am.
It's just after 6 o'clock in England. It's just after 1 o'clock in Thailand. I can't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, Sarah, and look like you do. It's great. Now, just want to, for the viewers, for the people who are going to watch this podcast, and hopefully it's going to be thousands, one tip that you'd give to somebody wanting to start off in the business?
Be resilient. Don't take no for an answer, and be your own person. There's a lot of people that want to mould you to be someone they want, and you've got to express yourself, be the person you want to be, go with your own sound. You know what you want. So yeah, you've got to be strong. Definitely be strong.
So do you think for your future you'll carry on with the band, or do you think you'll ever venture off on your own and use backing tracks or something like that?
Do you know, so we've just had a band meeting recently because we've had a few changes. And it was, look, what are we doing? Where are we going? Are we going to keep Aftershock going? And we are, luckily, thankfully. I love the band, so we've made the decision to keep going for a few new songs in there. But there's been times where I've thought, what do I want? Do I want to go out and do the solo thing? There was a time before my nana passed, bless her, that I thought, right, I'm going to get myself a little setup. I'm going to go into the care homes and do some singing, like go see my nana and do some singing there. And then I thought I could do weddings, could do a little bit of something. But to be honest, I love the band. I love the freedom it gives me. So, I never say never. Everyone who knows me knows I'm quite, I do things off the cuff, and it'll be like, right, I'm going to go do this. The same with the band. Like I said, it was just a message, and then next thing I know, I'm in a studio doing a rehearsal.
Fantastic.
So, who knows?
I mean, a lot of girl singers go out for decent money, anywhere from 100 to a couple of £100. I suppose in a band you don't earn that kind of money, but you've got a job. It's not your main income. It's very difficult nowadays to maintain an income just purely by singing. So I think you're doing the right thing. Nowadays, I was back in the UK last year. It's very difficult to find work at the money that you can make a living on, and you need £2,000 a month in the UK just to break even. With all the bills and things like that. And to earn that type of money, singing is very difficult. So what you're doing, I think, is fantastic. Is you're believing in yourself. You're going out, you're having fun, you're earning an extra bit of money, and that's show business. It's just a great feeling to have. The band carry all the equipment in, you don't have to do it. Whereas if you're a solo singer, you would have to drag all your equipment in, set it up, all these headaches. So you're doing well. Have you any plans to record the band, and have an album or something like that?
I don't think so, because we just do covers. We're not an originals band. I wouldn't have thought so. And to be honest, I don't like listening to myself on recordings, so I certainly wouldn't be listening to it. I watch the videos back from years ago and think, oh, goodness, is that what I sounded like? Because obviously your vocals change over the years, and some of the videos are very early, and I think, crikey, that was a different Sarah, definitely. So yeah, I don't think we probably would record. Maybe we've discussed doing just some little showcase things, maybe like some showcase reels, just to show where we are now, who we are now. what the band's doing now, recording wise for an album. I don't think
At the end of this video, Sarah, just stay on, even when I've said goodbye, because it takes a while for the upload to come on. So, is there anything else that you'd like to tell us, Sarah, before we close the show today?
I don't think so. I think my one thing I would say is your local bands need you. So for anyone especially in anywhere across the world, any aspiring singer, any local bands, anyone who's just out there trying the best just to entertain you. It's not about money because we do so many free gigs. Just to be out there and enjoy ourselves. Just get behind them, go see them, because live music, it's dying. It doesn't have the same effect as it used to, and unfortunately, we don't see as many people out. So just get behind us, join in a bit if you can, be the one that's dancing with us. We don't care, but yeah, it's just support your live music, really. Keep it alive.
So Sarah says, keep music live, which is absolutely great advice. And I'd like to say to Sarah, thank you very much indeed. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Sarah, today. The band is Aftershock. The contact details will be on here. We do have some agents that I'm interviewing and things, so they'll all get your details. And hopefully it will spread worldwide. Sarah, you look absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the time. I ask the viewers, please subscribe. There's going to be some great singers and things on here, some very, very well-known ones. So it'd be good to get your friends to subscribe, Sarah. Pass the video around, and let's keep the business there. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure.